If I was opening a company, I don't think I would choose LegalZoom, and I'm going to tell you why in this video. When you're opening a company and expanding your business, it's important to do it the right way. And there's no one size fits all solution to opening a company. Talk to clients every day. I talk to people from other countries because I have an internet online based business and I have people from all these different places contacting me. I'm always having to analyze their situation, make recommendations. Opening a company is a legal process, but the implications of opening a company have tax impacts and tax results. So if you open the wrong kind of company, then it might impact you negatively both legally and from a tax perspective, fiscally. The first point is that there's no one size fits all solution for this. And when you're using a LegalZoom, you don't get custom tailored one on one advice. In fact, they make sure to tell you that you're not entering into an attorney client relationship with them. So it's really important to note that when you're going there with a purpose to open a company, and you got to tell them what kind of company, in which state, where you want to do it, and then keep up with all your compliance. The main reason for using these companies is to have them do the paperwork and them be the registered agent. There is value to using one of these companies as a registered agent. Every company needs a registered agent. Every LLC, corporation, it doesn't matter, it needs a registered agent to receive service of process. So if somebody's suing you, there needs to be someone in charge of delivering that paperwork. Now, I always recommend using a registered agent because if you use your home address, not only is it public record, but if you're on vacation and they try and serve you, you'll get in trouble and you'll get fines and you'll get fees. So it's best to have a paid registered agent. It's generally pretty cheap, $50 to $100, maybe $200 a year, depending on which one you choose. And they have to be they have to be there. Fun fact, I've been a registered agent in another state and I've gotten in trouble for doing it because I wasn't at the office all the time. And I figured it out and I fixed it, but it made me learn and realize that it's a serious thing to be a registered agent and that you should always pay for the service and keep your business address separate from the registered agent address. And that's really the one thing that these businesses do great is that they give you a registered agent, although you can always just pay for a registered agent separately. Another reason why you would not want to work with LegalZoom is because there's errors and mistakes on the documents. I've seen this firsthand. I've had clients come to me with documents that had mistakes, had errors on the original filing documents, and we had to change it. And also, I've had companies set up incorrectly. So I had a client come to me and said, "Oh yes, we're a corporation, but they were set up as a nonprofit corporation." Now, maybe the client did it wrong and checked the wrong box, but they were coming to me as a for-profit business. They were just a business, but their documents said they were a not-for-profit corporation. And we had to file all this paperwork, pay all these fees, and change it with the state. And it's not always easy to get those changes to be done because you have to principally change the type of business that it is. And this is a business that we had open a long time ago that was like existing for a couple years, and then we had to change it and do a lot of back filing, and it was a mess. A problem with these is that since you're not working with anyone, you're just filling out a form. Often the documents are prepared incorrectly, or they're prepared with errors and mistakes, or they're not filed correctly. In New York, you have to file a publication, and they might not file the publication correctly when you open an LLC in New York. That's why the actual incorporation procedure is free. It's just a software company. You're filling out a form, and there could be mistakes. If you get through the first steps and you accidentally, and you're watching my video and you say, "Oh, James, I know I need an LLC and I want one in this state because that's what you said and I'm following your videos. Good for you. I hope you do it right and I hope it works out best for you." And then, okay, you filled out the form and you have the LLC and you have it set up, you have the LLC, you have the registered agent, it's all spelled right, it's in the right state. That's great. Now, the next problem, since there's no ongoing support, there's no customer service, there's not any answering of questions, you're basically on your own for any tax compliance or any annual reporting. And to the annual reporting part, they try and sell you unnecessary services. So I'm going to go through this in another video when I'm going to actually register an LLC with one of these services. And they all do it, but they all have all these different services that they upsell you. They make it look really important, really necessary, but you just do not need it. All you need from these services is the articles of organization and the registered agent. And generally, they're going to include the registered agent in the first year, and you're just going to pay the fee to the state for opening the company, which is like $50 and like $400, depending on what state you're opening your LLC in. So that's generally the fee you're going to pay, and then they want to charge you every year for the registered agent, which is fine. You should pay for the registered agent. You need a registered agent, but then they're going to sell you operating agreements, EIN, you're getting the EIN letter, and they're going to charge you for different documents that you may or may not need, DBAs, all this other stuff that sounds like you need, but you really don't need any of it. To have a company, to have a bank account, to operate, you need the articles of organization, and with that, the registered agent, and then you need your EIN. You can get a template operating agreement on the internet. That's all they're giving you is a template operating agreement. You don't need to pay them for it. I probably have ones that I share in the Global Business Growth Club that are free that you can click and get into, I think. And the moral of the story is this is an internal document. And if you want it done correctly, you should definitely hire an attorney. If you're working with an attorney, to start a new business. Generally, the opening the LLC, they're going to charge you the same. It's going to be $300 or $400 plus the registered agent, and that's going to be the fee. And then what you're going to pay the attorney for is the important stuff, the legal agreements between you and your partners. If it's an LLC that just you own, it's less essential because it's your own company. You want to make sure you own it, but it's just less essential and you shouldn't be paying for it for these websites. So that's the whatever the third item is, that they upcharge you and they sell you things that you just do not need. And then the last one that I think is really, really important, the biggest problem with LegalZoom is that you have to give them all your information, your name, your address, your passport, your driver's license, and on their website, they can do whatever they want with your data. Looking at their privacy policy right now, business partners, LegalZoom may share personal information with business partners. That's broad. It will generally be subject to their privacy policy, and then that's with their privacy policies. So that just means that they can sell your data, because if they enter into an agreement to have your data and sell it to a business partner, they can do it. And this is all your personal data, where you live, your country, your nationality, your passport. Now they know what company you own. And this is a national big company that basically gets by on making 200, like they do services for free for the first year for clients. So to keep that going, they're surely offering you things that you probably don't need based on the data that you give them. So if you work with an attorney, if you work with me, I don't have corporate partners. If I promote anything, it's from me saying, "Hey, I think this might be a good idea." That goes out to the email list, but I'm not doing that even. I'm not like a marketer. I'm just trying to keep everyone's LLCs done right and open right and tax compliant. But if I think there's a cool opportunity or something, I'll share with my email list, but I'm not sharing data. I'm not sharing any of my clients' data with anybody. And generally, no private attorney, no law firm, they can't do that anyways. And accountants and lawyers, we're not selling your data, but this is a data business. They're not making money on client by client basis. They're making money by having 50,000 clients, registered agents for all of them. They make a small profit on that, and then they have to pay for their tech, they have to pay for their admin, they have to pay for the staff that they do have, and then they make the money by selling your data and advertising things to you and tracking it and just running it like everything else in the US, like a giant data business. So the problem with LegalZoom is that they sell you stuff you don't need. The service isn't necessarily that great. They're not actually giving you any legal fees at all, and they're potentially selling your data and pushing your information to other people on the internet. Like they can do whatever they want with it, because I'm looking at their privacy policy right now. It's very broad, it's very vague. Listen, if you need to get like a trademark, maybe they can help you with that. If you need to just register an LLC and get a registered agent, you want to do it, that's fine. Like it's up to you. Those are what I think are the biggest problems with LegalZoom. And if you need to open a company and you're from outside the US and you're investing in the US, or maybe you're an American who wants to pay less taxes, there's a lot of nuance in the first point of how you should set up your company to optimize your taxes. I'd invite you to schedule a call with us at jamesbakercpa.com/schedule. It should be in the description. You can meet with our team to see what we can help you with. I'd love to speak with you. I'm taking calls with clients every week. I'm talking with literally 50, 60, 70 entrepreneurs a week, just to going through how they should structure their business and optimize for taxes. And a lot of the non-residents, a lot of people from other countries, you need help with bank accounts and you need help with operating, sending invoices, all the stuff you need. So I'd invite you to subscribe to the channel, because I'm doing a whole series about setting up LLCs, and I'm going to be going through registering on these kind of websites. And I have a new series coming out about creating your US identity. That's name, address, tax ID, business address, bank accounts, credit score, all of the stuff. I'm going to have the whole series about it. We're going to go through everything, and I invite you to subscribe and join in for that. Those videos are coming out. We're putting videos out all the time. Don't sue me, LegalZoom. I think you have really great marketing, and I think you have a cool dashboard. It works really well. I just think there's problems with it, and I would think, and I use real attorneys and real tax preparers and tax consultants when I'm opening my company. So I think you should too, guys. Okay, see you in the next video.